Hello viewers, Super GT here, otherwise known as Steve Alvarez Brown. This is my helmet rundown. Okay, here we go. The iconic white Array SK6. Had this many years indeed. I think about 2013 I bought this. You might think, well, it's just white, but that's kind of why it became iconic, because I was so reluctant to get myself a design on it. It was actually from Japan, funnily enough. You can see this sticker that's barely remaining on here, because at the time you could buy them a lot cheaper in Japan and import them over. So this is actually an Asian design. It's actually slightly different in the size. Why did I keep it white? I think for me, it was really a case of being a bit of a perfectionist. It's kind of like the reason I don't have a tattoo, because I want it to be absolutely 100% perfect before I go and commit to it. So it's almost like I couldn't get myself a perfect design, so I just kept it white. And it almost became a bit of a running joke. The visor, I think I bought it when I bought the helmet. I bought it all in one sort of bundle. So I have like a clear visor, which you'd normally get, and then I bought this nice sort of blue tinted one as well. You know, you want to look cooler with the tint visor, so it's kind of a must-have. Yeah, so at the back here we've got this this aero screen rear spoiler, if you want to call it that. As you can see here, kind of made a bit of a hash of putting it on. That's excessive super glue. It's just a kind of an authentic look, really, just of me messing up the insertion of that rear spoiler. Like I said, I bought it 2013 or 14, and I raced it until 2020. A good 6 or 7 seasons using this helmet, so it's seen many laps indeed around the country. One of the best races I've ever done, certainly in higher karting, was in Club 100. In 2016 I won their sprint championship, and at the end of that year I had a good race in one of the finals at Buntmore Park, which is my home track, and I came through from 9th to 1st in that final. So for me that was probably one of the most special races, because it was end of season, it was home track, a couple of family members there as well watching, so got to perform well for the family and friends. And yeah, I think that's probably one of the best races I think I've ever done. So this is the new one. I bought this at the beginning of the year. Well, I bought this last year, but I got it painted this year, repping the brand Quadrant. Got Fanatec on there as well. I felt like it was time to get the paint job done finally. Obviously this year we've got back into owner driver karting, competing in the UKC, backed by Quadrant. So I felt like it was a really good time to actually get the design done, get it painted, and make sure we look good on the track. Yeah, so a Spanish guy called Felipe Torres approached me about this. He's a designer, freelance designer. He wanted to do a design for me, so I took him up on the offer. We worked on it over a couple of months, and in the end, what we come up with, I'm really happy with. So the inspiration is a bit of a mix of 90s sort of Formula One, especially with this sort of white band, as you can see around here. This central orange area, similar to sort of Kimi Räikkönen and Heikki Kovalainen from about mid-2000s. That's the kind of bright design. So I wanted it to not have too many colours. So we've gone with black, grey, white, and then a striking orange, which I feel actually stands out quite well. I think the orange is very striking, it looks very good. So the paint was done by a chap called SFX Designs. Well, his actual name is Steve Holmes. So I used to race his son in Club 100, so I was aware of his painting prowess. Yeah, so on the side, just down here, we have the name and then my nationality. I'm dual nationality, so we've got British flag and the Filipino flag. So I think it's always nice just to make the helmet personalised to you, and you know, carry the flag of the Philippines as well. So I've got a lot of comments on social media about people from the Philippines who just love to see that flag. I think it makes me quite proud just to have both flags on the helmet. We can see a bit of battle damage, if you like. So there's a big scratch going through the Quadrant logo just here. And it was actually my first weekend of this year's racing. So I think it was June 2021 at Wilton Mill. I had a very big crash into the barrier, and I actually hit my head, and that caused this scratch to appear. So it was barely days old before I'd already damaged it. Luckily it wasn't too bad. If anything, it's actually quite cool, I think, to have a bit of scarring on the helmet, just to show you how difficult the karting can be. Yep, so this year in the UKC, I've been running the number 90 on the kart. So I thought I'd also get that on the helmet as well. So 90 is my birth year. It holds some sort of meaning to me to have the number 90 on the helmet and on the kart as well. So the UKC Championship this year has actually been very difficult. I knew it'd be difficult. I knew it'd be hard going in, but over the course of the year, I have seen an improvement. I would say I'm a lot better as a driver now than I was 6 months ago, 4 months ago. There was one around Shennington, very difficult, one of the worst weekends I've ever had in karting, but you learn a lot from that. So overall, it was a really good year. Buttonwell Park, my local circuit, they approached me because they were very close to going under. Fortunately, they were saved. On their reopening day, they wanted to make a bit of a statement. They allowed me to drive a Formula One car around their track, which was a pretty crazy thing to do, and I did it wearing this. So it was just an amazing day, an amazing experience to be able to drive my home track, drive an F1 car. Never driven an F1 car before. So yeah, that was just an incredible experience. Yeah, so when I posted this originally, a couple of months ago when I first got the design and then got the helmet actually painted and in my hands for real, I think the response was very positive. I think people were sad to see the back of the iconic white design, but I think we also accepted that you have to move on and things must change. So the days of the white helmet are in the past, but I'm really happy with this one and hopefully we can get an even better one for next year. So there we go guys, that's a rundown of my karting helmets over the years. Please let us know in the comments which drivers you'd like to see come and do this exact same thing and show off their helmets. Get yourself subscribed to the Live Fast channel. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you next time.